Well, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm John Mayer.
And I'm Lily Taylor. John, we've been talking about it all morning. If you're getting ready to head out on the road, definitely give yourself a few extra minutes out there.
Yeah, it is just one of those days. Not only when it comes to the fog that we're dealing with, but also you might need the defroster, frankly. Yeah. It is cold enough and we've got enough moisture out there that can cause some problems. We're keeping track, of course, of things out there. Briana Chavez now joining us from over in the Weather Center. The clouds and the fog, not great.
Definitely not great throughout the morning. So definitely, like you guys mentioned, to give yourself plenty of extra time, not just to warm up the car, but that fog, it is real dense out there for majority of that I-5 corridor and even portions of our coastline. I mean, visibility, sure, while it says about 8 miles out there, you could see it in that tower camera behind me. You can barely see what's right in front of the tower camera. So again, lots to keep in mind when planning that early morning commute. And we're going to continue to see this trend, to see some patchy conditions through the remainder of the morning, slowly expected to clear on out into portions of the afternoon. But all of this continuing to be a pattern on and off the next couple of days as we still see the potential for some of that moisture, those low level clouds to settle on in, and we kind of get a rinse and repeat through the next couple of days ahead of the return of that wet weather. So exactly what could those temperatures look like? Well, we've kept it rather clear through portions of last night into early this morning, allowing for that potential of cooler temperatures and patchy fog to settle on in. Luckily, by the evening, we cleared on out, but even then, not in time to see the push for warmer temperatures. All this managing to change, though, heading into tomorrow and even the weekend. We'll check that out coming up in just a bit.
LSB Live is sponsored by Alpha Towing and Recovery.
Thank you, Bree. Time now for a look at our morning traffic watch with our live shot buddy. Hard to see, but he's currently on I-5, the Beltline overpass, looking south. We've been talking about it all morning. It's foggy out there. Temperatures are much cooler than we saw yesterday. So definitely want to give yourself some time. Although it's only at the 6 o'clock hour, those roads are already looking rather busy there. So if you can give yourself a few extra minutes so you can make sure you can slow down on those roadways, you definitely should. Luckily, though, we're not seeing any accidents or delays on trip check at this time. So let's keep that going. Just make sure you remain cautious out there and have those headlights on and give yourself enough distance between the car in front of you and behind you. Other than that, it should be a rather smooth sailing for your Thursday morning commute. We'll check back in with LSB in just a few minutes. Thanks, buddy.
And keep an eye out for pedestrians as well. I know that was something that I was definitely watching for on my way into work earlier this morning. But with the ongoing threat of SNAP food benefits coming to an end in just a couple of days, the governor now taking action. Kotek declaring a food emergency in the state of Oregon, immediately directing $5 million to be distributed to food banks around the state.
The declaration activates state agencies to respond by ensuring emergency food can reach families in need, especially in the hardest hit rural areas. In her statement, the governor says, quote, while the Republican-controlled Congress fails to do its job, Oregon will do ours. We stand up for each other, whether it's fires, floods, or any other crisis. I call on all Oregonians to do what they can to help their neighbors.
Well, a Roseburg grocery store saying that they are ready to take action if the SNAP program does indeed take a hit in the next couple of days. The owners of grocery outlet down in Roseburg saying that they are doing what they can to help those who rely on SNAP. As Gold Meadows tells us, in Douglas County, that's nearly 18% of households.
Roseburg's grocery outlet isn't waiting on state or federal action on SNAP benefits. The owners of the store have come up with a plan to help customers if their benefits don't post next month. The government shutdown is closing in on the 1-month mark and is expected to delay or even stop hundreds of thousands of SNAP payouts in Oregon. Douglas County Health Department says 1 in 3 children are food insecure in the county, and Stephen Kelly Burton say it's up to the community to help get those families nutritious foods. They hope offering a 10% discount to SNAP customers will ease the burden.
Oregon's average is 18% using EBT. So that's a huge impact to people, not just that are on EBT, but the people that work jobs that take EBT. That's going to reduce it for everybody. It hurts everybody. This way we can still help those people make ends meet.
The discount on all groceries will start on November 1st through the end of November until funds pay out. The Burtons are working with the Department of Human Services and Family Faith and Relationship Advocates, or FARA, to hold food drives at the store on November 4th and 5th. One shopper we spoke with says, like the Burtons, he believes it's the community's job to step in during tough times.
Clients that I've dealt with in the past and still deal with, that they survive off of the benefits. I hear a lot of excuses about people saying, well, they should be working for what they get. When you can't work and you have to take care of your kids, that's not an option. And I think our government right now is not fulfilling their duties properly. Yeah, it's a shame.
It shouldn't be happening, and in past government shutdowns, it hasn't happened.
Donations from the November food drive will go to DHS and FARA, and the store also provides donations every year to the Fish Food Pantry and the Roseburg Dream Center. Reporting in Roseburg, I'm Gold Meadows, sending it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Gold. Well, the owners do say that they're using money earmarked for the store's marketing and promotions budget to offer this discount. Shoppers just need to show their EBT card at checkout. Meanwhile, starting later today, Food for Lane County is holding a donation drive. That'll be over at the 5th Street Public Market, part of the Halloween Haunted Market events. All of the shops actually handing out treats for kids, and donations, of course, encourage Food for Lane County, looking for $5 cash or 3 cans of food per kid. Both days of that haunted market, they're going to run from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. both today and tomorrow.
You're just not going to get the same quality of care that you would otherwise be getting.
So you would say your opinion would be that the patients will feel an impact, you think?
Oh, 100%.
A Peace Health employee who wishes to remain anonymous reacting to the news of widespread layoffs across the company, including herself, saying she was informed during a mandatory meeting Tuesday morning that she would not work there as of Friday. The company announced that 2.5% of its workforce across Oregon, Washington, and Alaska will be fired. The employee we spoke with says she could sense that cuts were coming.
I'm not in a client-facing or a patient-facing position. So as a non-clinical employee, I knew that there was definitely some possibilities that I would not be considered as needed in the future when revenues are tight. I know that they're making hard decisions. I don't know that they're the right decisions, but I do know that, you know, their mission is really to serve our community, and they're sort of between a rock and a hard place.
We reached out to Peace Health to learn more about how many employees at Riverbend would be impacted by these cuts. They denied an interview at this time, said the company released a statement that reads in part that the layoffs, quote, reflect the ongoing need to transform and modernize our operations in response to the rapidly changing healthcare landscape.